All right, today we're going to tackle something that causes a whole lot of stress for, well, a whole lot of people, the ACT. Our goal here is super simple, to break it all down, make it make sense, and show you that it's really not as intimidating as you might think.
So let's just get right to it. The big one, the question that keeps people up at night, is the ACT a measure of how smart you are? Does this one score define your intelligence? It's a heavy question for sure, so let's just clear the air right now.
The answer? It's a huge, definite no. Seriously, the ACT is not designed to measure some kind of fixed, built-in talent or IQ. It's built to test something you actually have a ton of control over, your academic achievement.
So what is academic achievement, really? Well, it's pretty simple. It's all the stuff you've been learning in your high school classes. You know, the grammar rules from English, the formulas you've been grinding on in math, the critical thinking from your science labs. It's a test of what you've learned, not who you are.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this thing, let's break it down by the numbers. Sometimes seeing the blueprint makes the whole building seem less intimidating, you know?
At its heart, the ACT is a multiple-choice standardized exam. And you'll hear this word, standardized, thrown around a lot. All it really means is that everyone gets a similar test under similar conditions. It's not trying to trick you, it's just trying to create a level playing field.
Okay, brace yourself. In total, we're talking 215 questions. And yeah, I know, that number sounds like a mountain, right? But stick with me here, because that mountain is broken up into some much more manageable hills.
See, those 215 questions aren't just one giant blob. They're split across 4 completely different sections, and each one zeroes in on a subject you're already pretty familiar with from school. This structure is everything when it comes to planning your attack.
And how long does this all take? You're looking at roughly 3 hours for the main event. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but it's a marathon with a very clear finish line.
So because of all this structure, we can actually create a roadmap for test day. There are no real surprises if you know what's coming. Let's walk through what that looks like step by step.
This right here, this is the order of events, every single time. First English, then math, then reading, and you finish with science. No curveballs, no surprises. You can practice this exact sequence, so on test day, it feels like second nature.
Okay, now this is super important. Let's talk about pacing, because it's a huge part of your strategy. Just look at the differences here. For English, you're flying. 75 questions in only 45 minutes. You gotta move. But then you get to math, and boom, it's 60 questions in 60 minutes. That's a whole minute per question. Reading and science are back to a faster pace. Getting a feel for this timing is honestly half the battle.
And don't worry, they don't expect you to be a robot and just power through for 3 hours straight. Right after that math section, basically at the halfway point, you get a break, a real 10 to 15 minute break to stand up, stretch, clear your head, and reset. And for those who need it, there's an optional writing test at the very end, which tacks on about another 30 minutes.
So, let's put all these pieces together. We've got a test that measures what you've learned in school. It has a structure that never changes and a consistent format. What does that all add up to? It means you are way more in control than you think. You're in the driver's seat.
And this is the most important thing I'm going to say today. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Because this test is about what you've learned and not some random fixed ability, you can absolutely 100% increase your score by preparing for it. The work you put in will show up in your score. It's that simple.
Look, the ACT isn't some big, scary monster hiding in the dark. It's a challenge, for sure. But it's a challenge with a rule book. And now that you know the rules, the only real question is, are you ready to start preparing?